I'll just say it. Writing a novel is hard. Plotting a compelling character arc is hard. Figuring out what happens next is always hard. Well, I'm about to make it all a whole lot easier for you. Coming up next is my tried and true 15-step novel outline that you can use to plot and write any novel in any genre. Hello, I'm Jessica Brody, author of the #1 best-selling plotting guide, Save the Cat Writes a Novel, as well as the author of over 20 novels myself and the founder of the Writing Mastery Academy. You might have seen the title of this video and thought, only 15 steps? And that's right, only 15 steps to a full novel outline. And here's the best part. These aren't just 15 random steps. These are the 15 plot points that make up almost every successful novel ever written, whether the author intended them to be there or not. What? So here's the deal. I've studied story for a long time. I've read a lot of novels, and after having written over 20 of my own, all published by major publishers like Simon Schuster, Penguin Random House, and Macmillan, I can tell you that there's a definite pattern or structure at the heart of every successful novel. I call it the secret storytelling code, and it's this very code that is the basis of the story structure method that I teach to other writers called Save the Cat. And I'm guessing you've already noticed this secret storytelling code or structure on your own, maybe without even realizing it. For instance, have you ever noticed that in every great book or movie, something big always seems to happen right around the 10% mark? Or that at 20% of the way through, the story seems to change direction, and new characters and worlds and ideas are introduced? Or that around halfway through is when the big twists are revealed, or the big bombs are dropped, both literal and figurative. This isn't a coincidence. This is the secret storytelling code in action. Essentially, it's the blueprint of what makes a good story, well, good. And it can be broken down into 15 essential plot points, or what I like to call beats. And if you learn these 15 beats and use them to outline and write your own story, you're almost guaranteed to write a successful one. Because the blueprint is not only for writing a successful plot, it's also a blueprint for charting a successful character arc and ensuring that the pacing of your story is always engaging, exciting, and full of conflicts and stakes, regardless of whether you're writing a quieter contemporary novel or a high-octane thriller. In this video, I'm going to share with you what those 15 beats are and exactly where they go in your story so that you can start applying them to your own fiction writing. But don't worry about writing all of these down. I've got them all printed out for you in a handy printable PDF that you can download for free if you go to jessicabrody.com/novel outline. Simply put in your email address and presto, I'll immediately send you the PDF along with 3 examples of how this 15-beat outline applies to some popular novels. So without further ado, let's break down your novel. Beat number 1, opening image, 0 to 1%. This is the first beat of Act 1, and it serves as the before snapshot of your main character, who from here on out I will refer to as the hero of your story. This is where you visually show in a single scene who your hero is and what their world or life is like. Beat number 2, theme stated, 5%. This is where a statement is made by a character, typically not the hero, that hints at what the hero's arc will be. That is, what the hero must learn or discover before the end of the book. This can also be referred to as a life lesson. Beat number 3, setup, 1 to 10%. These scenes are used to explore the hero's status quo life and all of its flaws and problems. This is where the reader learns more about what the hero's life looks like before its epic transformation. Here we also introduce other supporting characters and the hero's primary goal, something external and tangible that the hero is pursuing. But most important, we show the hero's reluctance to change, aka learn the theme or life lesson, while also hinting at the stakes at risk should the hero not change. Beat number 4, catalyst. At 10%, an inciting incident or life-changing event should happen to the hero, which will catapult them into a new world or a new way of thinking. This is an action beat that should be big enough to prevent the hero from being able to return to their status quo life. Things like breakups, deaths, firings, and invitations are popular choices. Beat number 5, debate, 10% to 20%. After the catalyst, the hero usually takes multiple scenes or chapters to react to what happened in the catalyst. This is a sequence in which the hero debates what they will do next. It's usually presented in the form of a question, such as, "Should I go?" or "What do I do?" The purpose of this beat is to show the hero's reluctance to change and make their decision feel realistic. People rarely take big leaps into the unknown without debating the options. Beat number 6, break into 2, 20%. This is the moment when the hero decides to accept the call to action, leave their comfort zone, try something new, or venture into a new world or new way of thinking. This is a decisive action beat that separates the status quo world of Act 1 from the new upside-down world of Act 2, which we are now in. It's at this moment that a new or modified goal is usually introduced, something that the hero is pursuing throughout all of Act 2. Beat number 7, B-story, 22%. At this point in the story, we introduce a new character or characters who will ultimately serve to help the hero learn the theme or life lesson. This can also be referred to as a helper character, and it can come in the form of a love interest, nemesis, mentor, family member, or friend or other. Beat number 8, the fun and games, 20 to 50%. In this long sequence of multiple scenes or chapters is where we see the hero in their new upside-down world of Act 2. How is this new world treating them? That's the big question of this beat that will determine how the beat plays out. Are they loving it, hating it, succeeding, floundering? We want to see the hero pursuing that goal you set up at the break into 2. So this is where you show the hero either making strides to achieve that goal or struggling to achieve that goal. This beat is also called the promise of the premise because it's the section of the story that represents the hook of the novel. In other words, why the reader picked up the novel in the first place. Beat number 9, the midpoint, 50%. This is literally the middle of the novel where the fun and games culminates in either a false victory, the hero has thus far been succeeding and has achieved their goal, or a false defeat, the hero has thus far been floundering and or has lost their goal. But something else should happen here to raise the stakes and push the hero forward, ultimately toward real change. Plot twists, time clocks, shocking reveals, ramp-ups of the love story are popular choices. Beat number 10, the bad guys close in, 50 to 75%. If the midpoint was a false victory, this section of the story will generally be a downward path where things are getting progressively worse for the hero. If the midpoint was a false defeat, this section will generally be an upward path where things seem to get progressively better for the hero. But regardless of path, the hero's deep-rooted flaws or internal bad guys are closing in. After the midpoint, the hero typically has either a new or modified goal to pursue throughout this beat. Beat number 11, all is lost, 75%. This moment is the lowest point of the novel. It's an action beat where something happens to the hero that, combined with their internal bad guys, pushes the hero to rock bottom. There's typically a whiff of death during this beat, meaning something dies here, either literally or metaphorically, to symbolize the death of the old hero and the upcoming rebirth of a transformed hero. Beat number 12, the dark night of the soul, 75 to 80%. This is another reaction beat where the hero takes time to process everything that's happened so far. The hero should be worse off here than they were at the start of the novel. This feels like the darkest hour for the hero, but really it's the darkness before the dawn, or the moment right before the hero not only finds the solution to their problems, but also finally learns their theme or life lesson. Beat 13, the break into 3, 80%. This is the aha moment, where the hero realizes what they must do to not only fix the problems that they created in Act 2, but more important, fix themselves. The character arc is nearly complete. Beat 14, the finale, 80 to 99%. Now in Act 3, the hero must prove that they really have learned the theme. To do so, we show them enacting the plan they came up with in the break into 3. Bad guys are destroyed, flaws are conquered, lovers are reunited. Not only is the hero's world saved, but it's a better place than it was before. Beat 15, final image, 99 to 100%. This is a mirror to the opening image, the after snapshot of who the hero is after going through this epic and satisfying transformation. In this final beat, we show a visual representation of the hero's life after the exciting journey has changed them for the better. So there you have it, the 15 beats or plot points that make up almost all successful stories ever told. Apply this blueprint or outline to your own novel and you're sure to have a dynamic plot with effective pacing, worthy stakes, and a compelling character arc. Everything you could ever want in a novel. If you want examples of these beats in action, be sure to head on over to jessicabrody.com/novel outline to download that free PDF, which again comes with a handy printable list of all the beats we just went over, plus 3 full-length beat sheets or plot analyses, showing you how the beats appear in some popular best-selling novels. And if you want to dive even deeper into these 15 beats and the Save the Cat method, be sure to check out my book, Save the Cat Writes a Novel, available wherever books are sold, or my Save the Cat online novel writing course available in the Writing Mastery Academy. I'll link all of those below. If you liked this video, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe so you can be alerted to my next writing video the moment it releases. Until next time, everyone, happy writing and happy plotting.